Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Today, as you can see up on the screen, we're going to be talking about Sofi Technologies Incorporated once again, ticker symbol SOFI. Again, I do want to say as we are kicking off 2023, if there is any other stocks, crypto, any other video topic ideas you guys do want me to start incorporating and covering more on this channel, definitely let me know. I would definitely love to consider your guys' ideas and start branching out the content in the new year, but there is plenty to talk about for Sofi as always. And today was a good day for Sofi, at least at first look of things, up 0.67% on the day, up to $4.66. We now can check in on the year to date where Sofi's up 3.33%. Not quite 6 full days into January. Today's January 6th, but I'm recording this intraday. It's like 2:30 Eastern time right now. So the trading day's not over. This stuff is still subject to change, but hey, at least right now, so far so good for Sofi. Starting off this year strong after, again, what was a very rough 2022. So this is great to see. Let's take a look at the rest of the market. Rest of the market is, wow, insanely green today. 2% up for the Dow Jones, 2.2 for the S&P, NASDAQ 2.4, Russell 2.17. Pretty much anything over 2. Some people would say anything over 2.5. Some people say anything over 3, whatever, but over 2, that's like a really strong day for the markets. So the fact that the markets are very green and SoFi is only up 0.67%, even though this is a green day for SoFi, this is a market underperformance. So that's definitely not what we want to see right off the bat. Again, SoFi vastly underperformed the markets in 2022. So if they want to have a good year in 2023, they're going to have to vastly outperform the markets in 2023, but especially since it's an individual stock, and with individual stocks you're taking on more risk than a more diversified portfolio that covers the whole market or a large portion of the market. You really want to be getting those bigger returns, otherwise you're just taking on the risk for no reward. So just some things to keep in mind, but of course there's always lots to talk about. First, I want to talk about this from investorplace.com, where they say they say not to bank on a late 2023 recovery for SoFi stock. Kind of interesting. It's 6 days into 2023. They're already talking about what's going to be happening at the end of 2023 for SoFi, and it doesn't sound too positive, at least right off the bat. So let's see what they have to say. All the headwinds are already baked into the price of SoFi stock. Some of the current issues affecting SoFi could clear up later this year. Don't bank on a late 2020. Yeah, I don't know. It sounds like they're kind of saying to bank on it now. Does this make the hard hit fintech a buy? Not so fast. Okay, there we go. A clearing up of these challenges is already baked into SoFi's valuation. Okay. As long-term upside remains limited, continue to steer clear of this stock. So they're straight up saying to steer clear of SoFi right now at these prices and for the foreseeable future, it sounds like. So excitement over recent insider buying has cooled down, but there's something else that may have some investors interested in SoFi. SoFi has been affected by many factors, but the continued student loan saga has played a major role in the fintech stock slump over the past 6 months, which, again, people who I think are a little bit more up to date on SoFi and people who listen to the leadership team of SoFi and stuff would say that the student loan saga is probably largely overblown and probably doesn't matter as much to SoFi, the company, or the stock in the long term as people kind of act like. So that's just kind of one thing to keep in mind. I don't really ever read too much into the student loan saga. Obviously, it'd be nice. Obviously, SoFi would like to have that money coming in, but it's not like make or break, and it's not even, oftentimes it's not even, factored into their projections at this point, since they don't know what's going on with it. This saga will come to a close later this year. Maybe. We hope. We don't know. Again, we thought it would be coming to a close at some point in 2022. But in turn, clearing up a key issue for the company. Again, it might seem like that, but not really. I think once it clears up, it'll be a positive for SoFi, but probably not that big of a positive. So if this is what they're saying, then I agree. Bullish investors may believe now ahead of this event it is time to begin building a position. However, one can argue that a clearing up of this challenge is already baked into SoFi's valuation. I think you could definitely make that argument. As I've argued in past coverage, the stock's potential long-term runway is much more limited than it may appear on the surface. Add it all up, and it's still hard to see this being a great bottom fisher's buy at current prices. So SoFi stock in its 2023 catalyst, SoFi Technology student loan catalyst has evolved greatly since last summer. Last August, the Biden administration first announced plans to partially forgive student loan debt and end the overall repayment issues, but investors anticipated a big 2023 comeback for this company's student loan refinancing. However, again, it gets blocked up in the Supreme Court. It's getting pushed back again. So, hey, repayments still haven't happened. They're going to resume later this year. Maybe. This will be like the 10th time we've heard they're going to resume. This has extended the timeline for a possible surge in growth for the company, but hasn't fully taken it off the table. Again, I don't really agree with that. Is the student loan refinancing coming back going to be a crazy surge for SoFi? I don't know. Probably not. I don't know. That seems to be overblown it a little bit. It's going to be good for them, but not necessarily like they're saying, I don't think. Hence, investors today may be looking to buy today ahead of renewed enthusiasm down the road. Unfortunately, a massive rebound for SoFi may not be in the cards. Even as the stock has fallen to penny stock levels, shares remain pricey compared to future growth projections. These projections already take into account the end of the student loan pause and the resulting boom to SoFi's legacy business, as well as its efforts to cross-sell financial services. Overall, they just believe, that the multi-year upside is limited, and the bottom line is, sure, a possible near doubling in price within a few years doesn't sound like limited upside. Keep in mind, though, that it's hardly a given SoFi makes this big recovery, which, I do kind of agree. It is risky. It is, possible these things don't happen, but it just depends whether you believe in SoFi, Noto, the leadership, their business model, and what they have going on, which some people do, some people don't. You got to come to that conclusion on your own. But overall, SoFi stock earns a D rating in the investor place portfolio grader. So again, not a lot of nice things to say here. I do think, again, that overall they are correct in the fact that they're saying that, the student loan repayment unpausing is not going to be some big, huge boom for SoFi. So if that's what you're kind of banking on, being like a short-term catalyst that's going to shoot the stock towards the moon, I personally think you're probably going to be disappointed. Who knows? I could be wrong. That's just a guess. But I also think they're kind of arguing against... They're not really arguing against the people who believe in SoFi right now. I don't think SoFi investors or the people who are really excited about SoFi are the people who are like, oh yeah, I'm just going to get in SoFi. Student loan payments are going to come back and it's going to jump up and I'm going to get a short-term boom. I don't think that's like the average SoFi investor. So I think they're arguing against, kind of just like a case that they made up in the first place. But who knows? I don't know. Wanted to share some of the negative opinions and things from Investor Place because it's fine. You got to present the negative cases as well. Then, as far as this on the SoFi stock subreddit, SoFi to release quarter 4 and full year 2022 results on January 30th, 2023 at 7 a.m. Eastern time with conference call at 8 a.m. This person says they like pre-market announcements, normally a good sign. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know, but mark your calendars. January 30th, that is when we're going to be getting some financial information. That could potentially be a day of a big boom or a big crash for SoFi. Who knows? But it will be a day that we learn a lot and hopefully get a lot of questions answered. I'm sure a lot more questions will pop up, but maybe we'll get some questions answered and kind of see what's going on, not only for the past year and the past quarter, but for the next quarter and the next year as well, because that's going to tell a lot of the story of what's going to go on in 2023 and beyond with SoFi, the company and the stock. And then this is the last thing I want to talk about in this video. So this person made this post about implication of having 586 institutional holders a positive sign. I was looking at SoFi's holders, and recently there seems to be close to 600 institutional holders. For reference, Hood has 386, Affirm has 505, PayPal 2,970, Ally is 805. I can imagine if SoFi announces positive news, partnerships, etc., that the number could continue to increase. Is this increasing buying pressure? And having more or less institutions might diversify your ownership, but the ownership percentage itself is lowish. You can see here, Hood has 62.8, Affirm has 75.3, PayPal 80.1, Ally 106.08. SoFi only has 35.59% institutional holders. So yes, they do have a lot of different holders who are all interested in them, but they're not, buying necessarily in the big volume just yet. That could change, that could not change, who knows? But just kind of presenting the whole argument there to you for people who are saying, hey, all these institutional investors got to be a good sign, right? They're not all going to be wrong. And maybe they're not going to be wrong. Maybe this could be a good investment. But again, they're not putting all their money where their mouth is just yet. But that's pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about SOFI. Drop a like on this video. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.